Akashic family or my spirit family, like personally, but like none of them answered. It was like, okay, I don't think I'm supposed to be talking right now, so I wasn't talking. And then I'm listening to Spiritual Court TV, obviously, love her. And then I got to download, and she's talking about a few countries in there, but not countries, but lands that America has trouble taking care of. We're gonna try to speak in code today. Spirit is telling me to. I'm getting Morris. I'm getting Morris. I'm getting sign language. I'm also getting mudra. I'm just getting a whole bunch of codes, light codes, Arabic, just getting a whole bunch of things that are other than English to communicate with loved ones, especially if you guys are heavy. I know at least half of my collective is really into politics and political debates and political discussions. And you guys are active either online or in person discussing and fighting for what you guys believe in out here. Just make sure you guys, something about Spirit saying, make sure whatever you're fighting for, whether it's personal or global, it has to be a better form of communication with your loved ones and better communication with the people who are actually on your team. Because you have to think about it. If you're using the same political jargon that they're using in the masses or in the media, they're going to know what you're talking about, or they're going to, you know what I'm saying? So something about pig Latin is significant as well. So I've been picking up the word pig Latin for the last 2 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, pig Latin, the word pig Latin has came to mind. So pig Latin meaning probably just pig, swine, cops. So yeah, so especially if you guys are doing protests in DC, like the major cities. I went to one of the No Kings protests in my area, but my area is not like New York. If you're protesting in New York, if you're protesting in DC and you don't have some type of protocols for your like code language while you're protesting, you're gonna face repercussions, like you're gonna get maced, you're gonna get robbed. So if you're gonna be out here protesting, you have to come with some form of communication with people that you are with. And also bringing kids out to the protests who's bringing their kids to protest, bro? Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Unless you know your kid is equipped for that and you've trained your kid on how to act in cities or how to act when you're going to a political protest, leave your fucking kids at home, bruh. Stop bringing your kids to protest and then not going over what they need to be doing or how close they need to stay with you. Protests are more dangerous than people realize because freaking COVID-19 freaking made them fun or made them like anarchy or, politicized them or televised them. A lot of things were televised during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Spirit wants me to talk in code throughout this entire video only because, when we're talking about political stuff online, AI picks up on certain things. Oh, you're spreading propaganda. No, I'm just, my collective, at least half of my collective is really into political things. And I understand that. I just want you guys to have safer routes and safer communication with your loved ones and when you're going out there. So remember, you have to stay safe. Bringing the mace, literally the least you guys can be doing when you're going to like city protests, like city, is actually filling up your keychain. Your whole keychain should have like the starter pack, mace, what's the little stabber, even like things for your car. Like your keychain should be filled with that stuff. Or a lot of people are not going out with tactical vests. A lot of people are not going out with jackets or clothing with multiple pockets. You don't want a whole bunch of bags with you when you're going to these protests. Because unless it's a backpack, having a whole bunch of wear that is hanging on you too low, you can get snatched up. You can get snatched up on accident because sometimes there is running. When it gets dark in a political thing, or when it gets dark, you already know people start, that Luna energy, that Luna tick. Everybody gets ticks and start acting and wilding out when they go into these protests. And that's fine to a certain extent. Organized chaos, organized anarchy is what America needs again. So what we have that's basically the music industry or what it was supposed to be, organized chaos. But because everybody politicized freaking emo nature, which is why are we like goth and emos are political in nature. You don't have to force that. And it's not like we care about politics, is that we care about what's mentally and morally sound. It's like, anyway. Oh, the connection. I hope it gets better. I just got to the top of the hill and the wind is so freaking It's just picking up. So hopefully you guys can still hear me. Please comment something if you still hear me, because I want to continue channeling. It's only been 5 minutes. So yeah, I wanted to go to the left. Okay, I want to go to the left because I love being under the trees while I'm live, simply because I like my collective to have some type of scenery other than my freaking face. So I'm going to be pointing you guys upwards. You guys will be seeing the sky and whatever comes to mind or what the universe wants to show you. So basically trees, anything in nature. So I do like to put some type of all sensory pleasures in my readings or channeling, only because I do know a majority of my collective is neurodivergent of some sort. And if you're not neurodivergent, you mimic one, or you think you are, or you have certain tics or whatever. You just have experienced neurodivergence on a 5D, 3D, 4D level. And when you're watching videos, sometimes your attention span can check out simply because you're not stimulated in certain areas. So say like the person's not speaking fast enough or the person's speaking too slow, and you'll click out a video because America is still going through the war on the consciousness right now. So basically your attention span, a lot of people's attention span are lowering simply because they don't have the mental bandwidth to deal with the stuff that they actually are supposed to be dealing with. But that's only because if everybody's focusing on the wrong propaganda, then you're not really gonna know what you're fighting for. So for my people who want to fight for something, pick something. Don't try. The only way I could do that if okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get distracted by the comments. All right, I found a spot. So basically, if anybody wants to be political in nature at all, whether it be online or in person, just make sure you have some type of code. You know how, like, you know, there's heavy censoring on YouTube and Instagram, so people are like, especially like for me, for example, I speak a lot about sexual rights online a lot, so I have to remember, okay, certain things, it sounds corny, but so I don't get too demonetized or decensored or censored, I have to speak in some type of code. So I'll have to, if I'm talking about certain things, you know, it's very childish, but I feel like it's still honestly no different than 2009, everybody on MySpace. I mean, I wasn't on that shit, but you know, you have to think about it in a cool way, or like a way that's more fun, like iCarly. Something about iCarly just came through. So yeah, you know how like they were, you know, like whoever is wanting to, I'm getting the download, somebody wants to either start a online platform, or they want to grow theirs, or they just want to simply be online and maintain a spirit family or maintain a online like oasis. And if you want to do that, you can. You just have to make sure you know yourself enough to be on here publicly, because I promise you guys, we've all been online, especially Generation Z since birth, damn near. YouTube came out in 2005, so a lot of us Generation Z have literally been on YouTube, online since YouTube was birthed. I was born in 2001, so I definitely started probably experiencing the internet personally, like going on there probably around 3 or 4. If you're Generation Z, you already know how that is. All right, I'm gonna sit down because I've been doing a lot of talking and the wind is picking up, so, or there's probably going to eventually. All right, but also remember that you are lifted, you are gifted, and protected, inshallah, in all sense of the word. And if you're not religious, you are protected by your higher self. I'm not religious, so to speak. I just like to study all religions, so I can have a certain background in my psyche. So when I do get downloads, I have more education that I'm putting in my subconscious. So when I do get downloads, you know, I do want to learn certain languages, at least the basics, like Portuguese, Spanish, freaking Patois, even Patois. I want to learn different dialects that are still rooted in America because slave trade, or because, you know, all that stuff. All right, we've been live for only 9 minutes. But it's feeling like so long. I don't know. I think it's just because the heaviness, or maybe the important spirit is putting on this live. I feel like it's a little bit more serious, only because we're talking about serious things. I'm not saying we don't talk about serious things on this channel. It's just, you know, certain things have to be brought up certain ways because, you know, yeah. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna mute myself. I do understand that some people don't like the sound of somebody spitting, because at one point it did kind of freak me out too. So like, I'm gonna try to mute myself when I have to spit, guys. Just to have, like, be more courteous, or the people who have like things like OCD, or like just like certain tics and stuff. I try to be courteous to all my NeuroDeBredrenz. I'm gonna title this Politicuh NeuroDeBredrenz. Politicuh, NeuroDeBredrenz. I gotta go. Bye.